Welcome to our Engage session, focusing on operational activities and community interaction within local government. Today we'd like to discuss the impact of the VAT changes that we're about to experience on local government. And my name is Philip de Bruin, and I'm joined by Cornel Ebersohn. Cornel, maybe just a quick introduction.
Philip, yes, I'm Cornel Ebersohn. I'm part of the Phoenix ERP system, implementation side, specification, and looking after our system to be legislative compliant.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Cornel. Cornel, let's just kick off. What are the requirements from vendors, system vendors of accounting systems with regards to the new VAT rate?
Well, it's explicitly stated by SARS that vendors must ensure that the systems must be ready by 1st of May.
Okay.
To accommodate the change in VAT and the time lapses within that changes, brought by that changes. And they must account for VAT on both the prior rate and the current rate as promulgated.
Fantastic. Tell me, is there any specific rules applying to the VAT chain?
Yes, there are some highlighted rules, VAT-specific rate rules, as they are called. It basically focuses on time of delivery, the triggers of when it started. Like a specific rule is if the supply started prior to 1 May, but is completed after 1 May, and where your billing is then applied, there is specific rules like that. Then there are other non-related, like on residential property transfers, deliveries, which might be impacted negatively or positively, depending once again on the date of the transaction was triggered.
Okay. Fantastic. Tell me, the changes to the VAT 201 returns, could you perhaps just sort of explore those? Are there any serious impacts?
Yes, Philip, depending on the period that you are supplying, remember there are different periods, monthly, bi-monthly, biannually, and annually, depending on the industry that you are in, and obviously according to your registration. But the VAT 201 will change to accommodate supplies at the different rates, input and on output side. That needs to be completed and submitted.
Okay, on that, there are definitely going to be specific rules applying to the change with regards to time of use, the prepaid space. Do you maybe just quickly want to give us a takeaway on that? Some things that municipal customers can be aware of or look at to mitigate this, the impact?
Yes, Philip, the nature of municipalities specifically, where we do prepaids and post-paid billing, etc., that is the challenge. And that is where there must be a big awareness for the accrual. Obviously, if I'm a customer, I will go and buy extra prepaid electricity this month because I will save 0.5% on that cost. So then when it comes to the municipality, and they're using various vendors, banks, you know, you can pay or buy prepaid all over the place. That accrual of that prepaid, when it's transferred to the municipality, must be carefully checked to ensure that that was triggered and delivered in prior to 1 May is accounted for at 15%, and then those after that 15.5, because it will have a cash impact and can amount to losses to a municipality should they declare it incorrectly.
We want to wrap up. We're sort of moving towards the end. It's just one thing, and I understand that this is it could be very technical answer, but the things like standing orders, annual awards, orders that it would be in place at the time of the VAT change that are sort of in the middle of a term, etc. How are we going to handle those?
Okay. Philip, once again, it's time of the trigger of the transaction is 1, and then it's the actual delivery of the service. So if you've posted an order in the beginning of the financial year according to your contract for that year, then like a security contract, monthly supply of security guard,
Right.
then those up until 30 April will be 15%. This delivery after 31 May or 1 May will then be at 15.5%. And that is why those orders need to be reviewed. In some cases, and this is a big warning that we must put out or make awareness about, is that will impact on budgets. The way that municipality works is on budgets, because some supplies and transactions you cannot claim input VAT on. Like passenger cars is a simple example. We are not allowed, or double cab buckies, you're not allowed. They all buy it. That might, on R1 million, obviously, a 5,000 Rand budget impact, etc.
Then just on a more practical note, do you foresee that customers will have to cancel orders and reissue new orders, or how are we going to account for this 0.5% change in the VAT rate? Very specifically to those orders that we've now discussed that might have a longer term, where goods have not necessarily not been delivered this month because there's the 21-day compliance window, but just things we're expecting to be delivered in October, for instance. When we issued the orders, we weren't aware of the increase in the VAT rate. So how are we going to address those?
Yeah, Philip, once again, that order needs to be assessed based on the VAT rate-specific rules, time of supply, budget impact specifically, see what impact it has. And that's what we are doing. And in some cases, it might be necessary to do that. In other cases, it might not be necessary, specifically if the delivery is expected in June, for instance. VAT, and you can claim the input VAT on that transaction. It won't have an impact on your VAT or on your budget per se in a municipal environment.
Thank you very much, Cornel, for the valuable input. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you'd like to reach out and consult with us for assistance, more than welcome. And hope to see you soon in one of our next Engage sessions. Thank you very much, everyone. For more information, please feel free to contact us on 0860 104 888, alternatively admin@be.co.za, or on any of our socials. We'd love to interact with you.